All right. So, Nick Krause, Shailene Woodley, Judy Greer, thank you for coming to our screening. Judy, let me start with you. You were up at, what, 3, 4 a.m. this morning?
Hopefully I don't look at, well, I got up at 2:30
You
a.m.
got up at 2, and you're getting married in 3 days. So what
Well,
are
that's
you
the
doing
plan.
here?
I'm not, you never know what's going to happen. Yeah. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm on automatic pilot. An object in motion stays in motion, so I just keep moving. Yeah, I announced the SAG awards, or the SAG nominations, I should say, this morning, and so I got up at 2:30 a.m. Really, I just went to say, like, that we got nominated. High five. What? And George got nominated. What? So that's awesome.
Right. So Judy and Shailene, both of you have told me when we talked before that at the first table read, Alexander said, "I cast you for who you are." I mean, to all of you, I mean, what does that mean to an actor? Does that free you up? Does that put pressure on you? What does it do?
Well, I wish I could say it freed me up, but I'm too neurotic. It made me really nervous. Like, what if he doesn't really know who I am? Or what if I wasn't exactly what he thought? Or, I don't know. You guys talk. You're so awesome.
You know, when you get onto set for the first day on any set, you're kind of like, God, I don't want to mess this up. But I think he said that to us, trying to calm us down a little bit, almost like saying, I was sure in my decision in picking you. You know, you belong here. And so, yeah, it really made me feel more confident just being on the set at all.
Mm-hmm. Even though he says, "I cast you for who you are," and the guy you're playing appears to be something of a doofus.
You know, you don't have to be the exact people, but I do kind of have Sid's vibe a little bit, I guess.
You think?
I think what he means by more than just authentically being yourself, I think he cast you to be you within the restrictions of a character. So obviously you're not going to be Judy Greer and Shailene Woodley and Nick Krause. You're going to be Nick Krause within the restrictions of who Sid is. And I think that's every actor's dream, to have a director who recognizes that and who gives you that freedom. I think we're all so grateful to have worked with Alexander.
Mm-hmm.
He's
Do you
amazing.
remember what he said at that one Q&A about what Jack Nicholson said about character? It was like early on. Alexander said that Jack Nicholson said that every character is 80% you. And I think that is what he talks about when he says to just be yourself. I mean, I agree with that comment, and I think that, like, you just can't play someone who's not even close to you. Like, I can't play a 9-year-old boy, but, like, I can make... I mean, I did in college, and I was pretty awesome at it, but...
And at the table read, she played Snotty, and she was brilliant.
I just made that joke, but I did, actually. But I think that's true. Like, you are 80% the person that you get cast to play, and Alexander's one of the few directors that really seems to recognize that, and to give you the space on set to just be that.
Mm-hmm. Judy, that last scene you have in the hospital room with George, I mean, I think as an audience member, we're never quite sure why you're there and what your motives are. I mean, did you have to be clear in your head what her motives were and why she was there?
No, I don't think so. I had some ideas about why I would have gone to the room, but I never totally had like 100% like idea of why she would go, and so I ended up just playing that. I mean, I think one of the reasons that a woman goes, I think you want to go and see the girl that your husband is having an affair with. You want to see just like sort of primally what she looks like what size is she, like what's so great about her, and then so for my character to go and see her in such a state, like I think that really throws her. I think but I don't totally always know why she went, and I like that. Like, I'm okay with that.
Mm-hmm. Well, Nick and Shailene, another thing we're not sure about as audience members is, what is the nature of the relationship between you guys? I mean, did you have it worked out yourselves, whether, were they boyfriend and girlfriend? Were they just old friends?
Just really good friends from high school.
Yeah. In the book, there were some makeout scenes, and they weren't dating, but there was definitely a romantic element there. And Alexander asked Nick, did he ask you? And he asked me after Nick and I had spent about 3 weeks together in Hawaii. He asked me if he thought our chemistry was more best friend chemistry or more boyfriend girlfriend chemistry, and he's like my brother. Yeah, totally. So, I told Alexander that, and he rewrote the script to make it definitely more best friendy. And I think it's kind of beautiful. You never see scripts these days where you have adolescents who are just platonic friends. There's always a romantic element or a sexual element, and this really is kind of the first time you see two straight adolescent individuals who are platonic friends, best friends at that. And I think for Alexander, my character, Nick, her world is kind of falling apart, and I think for her, she had him tag along to have a control element, because she couldn't control any other part of her life, her mom, her dad, but she couldn't control the character that he plays.
It's cool with that anyway.
Yeah, exactly, and he just rolls with it. So I think it was a really fun dynamic to have.
Mm-hmm. Were there other times for any of you when what you said to Alexander affected, the character, the script, any of that?
There were a couple lines where we got some input. For example, in the hotel scene between Sid and Matt King, Sid's kind of talking about some things he's good at. And originally he was going to say, I'm a really great tennis player, I go running all the time. But then I got to talk to Alexander a little bit, and he said, what were some things that would be more natural for you to say? And so I say, I play guitar all the time. And he says, just say that. And so it actually made it into the final cut. And it was little things like that. They didn't completely change the structure of the line or the scene, but you got to add a little bit of yourself into the film.
Mm-hmm. Right. So what has this run been like for you guys so far, going through, the festivals and awards season and the craziness that comes with that?
Well, I hear awards season is even crazier.
Oh, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this is just the beginning.
I don't know. I've never done this before, and I know that they haven't.
What are you talking about?
I bet my house and my dog.
He's an old pro.
None of us have done this before. But I was like, gosh, I said to Nat and Jim, two of the writers, like, God, we're pretty close to being done. And they were like, oh, no, it's only the beginning. I know. I don't know.
Even up to this point, it's been a wild ride and really cool for the whole time.
Like a dream come true. I'm curious about, because I've done a lot of movies, and this is my first time doing it, and it's kind of like both of your first time, and it's your first time doing this, and I think it's we should get together in 5 years and compare notes about
5 years? That's
because we'll be getting together all the time, but then in 5 years will be the day.
Like an official get together.
Yeah, an official meeting.
Okay.
It's more of a meeting.
I can handle
Where
it.
we talk about.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Because this is crazy.
It's so nuts.
She was in the Middle East yesterday.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. We're in Dubai.
And you guys did a ton of film festivals.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's been so fun, though. We've got to travel and meet interesting people and talk about this film. I think everybody's super passionate about it. I know I am. So it's exciting to talk about something you're passionate about, because it doesn't really feel like work. It feels like you're able to share a little piece of what you got to experience with people who weren't there on set with you.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, great. Thanks for your time, for all of you.
Thank you.